What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the PB&J Wrestling Podcast, Episode 9 here on the channel. And for today's video, we're just basically going to be going over Friday Night Smackdown and reviewing it for you guys. So the first thing we had on the show was Randy Orton and Nick Aldis, the little segment they had, kind of teasing an in-ring return of Nick Aldis. Obviously, Randy Orton bringing up Mickie James, and just, getting under his skin a little bit. You can see the look in Nick Aldis' face as well. Just didn't look too happy. And then, obviously, Solo Sikoa came out to interrupt Randy Orton. And I think I speak for all of us when I say we do not want Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. That is just not a match we want to see in, Randy's 20th WrestleMania. No one wants to see that. Like, Solo doesn't deserve a WrestleMania match, in my opinion. I know he had a big summer of getting a lot of attention, obviously, with the new bloodline and all that, but I just don't want to see this at WrestleMania whatsoever. I don't think he's fitted to fight Randy Orton, literally a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time, at the grandest stage of them all. So I really hope that doesn't happen, but it does sadly seem like it's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Every time I've seen people's reactions to Solo come out, like either on TikTok or just like the community, everyone's just disappointed. As much as like I don't find Solo entertaining. There's way better options. Like it seems like the crowd's just so behind Nick Aldis right now, and I mean he's a former. I think it was the NWA champion when he was wrestling. So he's a pretty good wrestler, and it's the best you can do last minute. And if the crowd's already telling you they're not interested in Solo, I just don't. They're already disappointed enough with Randy not going up against Kevin. Once again, you end it in this segment in RKO, which is always great to see. But yeah, I don't have much to say. To be honest, most of my responses may not have too much to say just because we're so close to Mania. It's not like we're going to get too much more new information. But yeah, I really hope it's Randy against Nick Aldis, but it seems like it's going to be Solo.
It shouldn't be Solo. I mean, that's kind of not good. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it should be Nick Aldis. In a previous episode, I gave the idea of it being an NXT or not NXT, TNA person, specifically Joe Hendry. I don't think they're going to go with that. I did just see a report of WWE nixing Joe Hendry appearance on Raw due to some backstage shit, but the source was Ringside News. They're not like super credible, so I don't know. But I don't know if like they're against him doing main roster stuff. But back to the Randy Orton thing, I think if your two options are Nick Aldis, who hasn't wrestled in a year and a half, or Solo Sikoa, who just no one's interested in that, I say just do Nick Aldis. No one's expecting Okada Omega from Wrestle Kingdom. Like, no one's expecting this great wrestling matches. I say just do Orton versus Nick Aldis. Is what the people want. It'll be serviceable. It'll be good. It'll be interesting. Orton will win. And yeah, just do that because I don't know a soul that isn't Samoan that wants Solo versus Randy at WrestleMania. I don't. It's not super interesting.
Like, I'd rather see Sheamus versus Randy Orton. I know that they're both baby faces. There's no like real storyline, but like they would tear the house down. That would be a great match. And it's just a crime that Sheamus is being left off of WrestleMania for a second straight year after he had that banger of a match at WrestleMania 39 against Gunther and Drew McIntyre. So like I'd rather see that, even if it didn't lead.
I don't know if you saw it, but on it's called X now. He tweeted saying I'm available or something along the lines of that.
I'd rather see that. Like I'd rather see two like legends go at it. Like they're two of my top 4 wrestlers of all time. So I would love to see that, but sadly it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And it looks like we're going to be stuck with Randy versus Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. Next thing we're going to be talking about is the Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez match. This was the first time we've seen Roxanne Perez on SmackDown. I don't know what they've really been doing with her on NXT. I don't think she's going to be on Stand and Deliver this year, and she's obviously not going to be on WrestleMania. So I think that's a huge miss for WWE. She was the hottest NXT female superstar right now, so don't know what they're doing with that. But then obviously had the little exchange between her and Tiffany, leading to a pretty good match. later in the night, with Tiffany obviously winning as she is the WWE Women's Champion, and then obviously Charlotte Flair attack her after the match and stand tall. We also saw before the show, I don't know if you guys saw before the show, when Tiffany was like about to open her trunk, Charlotte attacked her. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I think that's pretty good. They're like still, it feels like they're trying to add the realness to the feud now that that like crazy segment happened where they went off script. So I kind of like that they're doing that and making it feel more real. Kind of like they did the Kevin Owens heel turn on Cody, like where they like didn't have any cameras recording. They were just relying on the fans to record it. That's what they did with this. So I actually like that. I like how Triple H has been doing that. But overall, we're a week away from WrestleMania, and Charlotte standing tall after this SmackDown. I hope this means Tiffany can retain at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think anyone could bet any amount of money that they wanted that Tiffany was going to win this match. So I mean, I think it was just a nice, safe match to get ready for Mania. Like you said, Charlotte stood tall, and I liked the touch before the show of the just relying on the fans because it gives it more of that like realistic feeling that hey, maybe like if everyone's already talking about like they weren't all scripted and they really do not like each other behind the scenes, that this could be a real fight. But yeah, no, I think they saved this realism has really helped the feud. But yeah, there's one more Friday Night SmackDown for this, or before Mania, I believe. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tiffany attacks Charlotte just to give them that equal playing field going into Mania.
Yeah, the biggest thought I've had recently is like Charlotte is not a happy camper. Like I don't know. I'm not super excited for the match. The segment last week last week was insane. With them going off script, but Charlotte just seems miserable to me, to be honest. She doesn't seem into this. She doesn't seem like people were comparing, and I'm gonna bring this up. People were comparing to what she does in promos to what John Cena does. How John Cena like burns people, he just cooks people. So like, oh, Charlotte just does what he does. I disagree. Charlotte, I feel like she's trying like last week she was trying to like go off script to like embarrass Tiffany and like fuck up the promo. Cena just cooks people in the context of to progress the story. A bit of a sidebar, but yeah, I'm still like Tiffany better win at WrestleMania. I think if Charlotte wins, I think WrestleMania will just end as soon as that match ends. I think everyone will just go home. So yeah, I really don't have too much to say about the actual segment on Friday night, other than Tiffany better win at WrestleMania, or this will be the last WrestleMania in WWE history.
Oh god. The next thing we have was the Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest brawl, where we just had Drew McIntyre pummel Damian Priest. Was just destroying him. Damian Priest got taken to the back, and then came back out trying to look all tough. He's not tough. And then Drew McIntyre, he just put the spanking on him. Hit him with that nasty future shock on the steel steps. By the way, can I just say Drew McIntyre's back and steel steps do not like each other. I'll take you back to that Hell in a Cell match when he missed the Claymore against CM Punk land on the steps. He looked in pain after that, but it was a good segment, building this story that obviously no one really wanted this feud. So they're doing what they can to make it desirable. I think they've done a solid job with what they're working with. As for who wins this match at WrestleMania, I really hope Drew McIntyre wins. I hope that him taking out Damian this past episode of SmackDown and then taking his chain. I hope that doesn't mean that we're gonna have Damian Priest win at WrestleMania. If that happens, like you said about the Tiffany and Charlotte, like WrestleMania just ends. Like that better not happen. Like Drew McIntyre must win this match. I cannot stress it enough. I've said it in probably the last 8 podcasts that we've done. He must win this match no matter what. Can't have him lose. And, he just deserves a big push. And this is how you start it, with a WrestleMania win.
I don't know. I think Brendan versus Damian Priest is going to go crazy at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's the rumored match.
When I saw this segment and like Damian Priest got like not that much offense in and Drew just was like beating him up, I knew you probably loved that segment, Brendan, when he was doing that. But no, when I saw him snatch the chain, the first thought I had was, "Oh, dude, they're gonna do the bracelet thing again." Like,
Yeah.
like,
What's with
no
Drew and
shot.
taking accessories?
But no. I mean, this just shows once again, even if Drew's probably not happy, he elevates everything he does and tries to at least make it the best he possibly can. But no, yeah, even though like it's still not something that a lot of people are or were interested in when it first started. I still think just the physicality that is going to be, it's probably not going to. I'm not saying it's going to be as good, but like the physicality of like the Drew Gunther Sheamus match, like it's not going to be as good as that, but it's going to be the same physicality style. And I know a lot of people like that style. So I think it's gonna be a solid match. I don't see any way that Priest wins just because you know how much that crowd's gonna hate that. And I think Brennan will agree with me at least, but it would be nice if Drew just squashed him or like
I
beat
would
him.
love that so much. I know it's not gonna happen, but
Bell
Claymore.
rings, Claymore. That's it.
Or like Priest comes out first and Drew attacks him before the match and then hits it, so at least it makes more sense. But yeah, I think it should be Drew. I don't think there's any way it's Priest, and yeah, if it happens any other way, yeah, like you guys said, no way they can continue, or if they do, it's just gonna be booze upon booze.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about like anything new that you guys didn't say about Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Other than the match will probably be good. Damian's good in the ring. Drew's good in the ring. Drew has a weird obsession with taking accessories. He's just a glorified thief. That's why he got into wrestling, is just to take bracelets and necklaces. But that should be good.
And belts.
And belts.
When they right?
Would it be insane if the match just started? He just had the Claymore 1, 2, 3, and that's it. That'd be nuts. I don't think they're gonna do that. They probably shouldn't because that would just kill Damian Priest hype forever. Brendan would be like, but should be a good match at WrestleMania. Drew absolutely should win because, to be honest, Drew should have a better match going into WrestleMania than this. It sucks that after the feud of the year with CM Punk, he's not getting something crazy. But what are you gonna do? That being said, Drew should definitely beat Damian Priest.
Yeah, 100%. I just I hate how WWE has, I hate how WWE tends to have somebody like stand tall over whoever they're feuding with, and then you kind of know the other person's gonna win the match. I hope that's not the case because that would mean Damian Priest is gonna win. I hope they don't do that. There is another episode of SmackDown before WrestleMania, so I guess Damian could stand tall in the next one. I don't know, but I just hope that they don't do that. But the next thing I want to talk about is why the hell are the SmackDown titles not being defended at WrestleMania? That's ridiculous to me. It got announced that it's going to be the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns the Friday before SmackDown. This is just crazy. All the work that the SmackDown tag division has put into these tag titles and just how good they've all been intertwined with each other throughout the entire year. How are they not on WrestleMania, but the War Raiders versus New Day is? That is a storyline that started last week, and nobody cares about it. This New Day heel turn has been a complete bust. They're boring. Nobody cares. They fumbled what could have been the greatest heel turn of all time on Big E. And the War Raiders, no offense to the War Raiders, they put on great matches. I'm just not interested. I could not be less interested in them. So why is that on WrestleMania, but the Street Profits aren't defending the titles at WrestleMania? Is crazy. They had the easiest layup with putting the Street Profits in a 6-pack tag ladder match with DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly, Les Garza's. How do you fumble that? I have no idea. I guess there's still a chance. I'm holding 1% of hope that on SmackDown when they do Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns, that they have the entire tag division get involved in the match, and then that lead to the ladder match. I don't know how many times though they've announced a WrestleMania match the night before WrestleMania, but I'm still hoping. I hope they end up doing it.
Oh yeah. If it was up to me, I would just you probably that's what you're getting at, but just substitute the tag matches. I mean, like you said, the New Day, as much as I used to be such a huge fan of them, I haven't really cared about them as much. I just think their act was repetitive, and then once they did it, I got excited. I was like, "Oh, this could be cool," and then they just instantly died. I mean, it's probably just because I saw a report that each night's gonna be, including the pre-show and post-show, it's gonna be 9 hours each. Probably like the first two being pre-show, then the last two being the post-show. So that's probably why. I would love that idea of this like something happening that causes them. Because let's be honest, that match, if they are given the time, the talent in that match has a chance to steal the show in the ring. But yeah, I love both those teams, so it's a shame. The only way I could understand if it's just purely off time, like time constrictions, but still, like, why is that New Day match in there? Like, no offense to them, no one really cares. It just seems more of like a Raw match or something. So yeah, it sucks for them if it's really not gonna lead to anything. But yeah,
Well, what I think could happen is on SmackDown next week or this week, when the Street Profits are defending the titles, the match ends in like a DQ or like a weird finish, and then similar to what Brendan said, Nick Aldis comes out and makes the match that, all right, tomorrow, WrestleMania night one, the whole tag division, ladder match for the belts. You know, that'd be crazy. That'd be cool. Should happen, in my opinion. Probably won't, though, because I don't think they like or they really don't announce WrestleMania matches like that close. Usually, they've done it before. Like, I remember, I remember, there's a weird example, but 2019, Kofi versus Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania 35. Though everyone knew that match was going to happen, it technically didn't get officially announced until like the week of. So but everyone just knew, like assumed it was happening. So yeah, they could do that, but I doubt it. It sucks that the Street Profits and the SmackDown tag team titles are not going to be on WrestleMania. That's really a shame. A big oversight, in my opinion. But what you gonna do?
the thing that I think is gonna help maybe like get that match if they're gonna do it Friday is they still haven't officially announced Randy's match.
I was thinking that too.
2-for-1. Just be like, hey, we're announcing both right here, right now. Bring Nick Aldis out, announce the tag match first, and act like he's leaving the ring. And then Randy comes out, it's like, hey, where's my match? And you could act like, hopefully, this is what they could do. Nick Aldis like, you don't deserve one. You're actually getting suspended. And like Randy gets insult, and Randy tries to insult him, and then that happens. That would be amazing. Or they tease Solo come out like that would suck, but that would be something they would do. So yeah, that gives me hope though too.
Yeah. Speaking of tag team championship matches on WrestleMania that make no sense, we have another one: Bayley and Lyra versus Liv and Raquel. Bayley and Lyra obviously won the gauntlet match. The most random gauntlet match ever. Like, everyone in that match either hasn't been on TV in months, or they're just not relevant. Like Natalia and Maxine, like that's not even a tag team. B-Fab and Michin, that's not a tag team. Like, that was just such a thrown up match. Like, it was terrible.
And
But the match,
the IC Women's Champion was in it too for some reason.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like instead of making a random tag match and forming a random tag team with Bayley and Lyra, what they should have done was what was rumored before. They should have just stuck to Bayley versus Roxanne versus Lyra. I don't know why I blanked there. But they should have stuck to Bayley versus Roxanne versus Lyra for the women's IC title, because you should have that title defended on WrestleMania. Like, you just brought that title out, and the women's US title, which we could get into as well. But like, why is that not being defended on the first WrestleMania that you have it? I don't know. And they could have added Liv Morgan into that match too. Like, that could have been a fatal 4-way, and that would have been a banger of a match. Like, instead they're just doing a random tag match for the women's tag titles. I don't know. Like, it just makes no sense to me. But I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's very random too. I mean, once again, go back to the other tag team match we were talking about. Just put that in instead of this too. You could have done. I know you want to get all these people on Mania, and someone's always get left out, but like, I feel like you asked like the audience which match they would rather see. It's a Street Profits match. I mean, it's just very random. It feels like you're trying to force something, but I don't have too much to say. But yeah, I think it's just like Brendan said, it's just very random.
Yeah, no, I don't have a whole ton of new information other than this is just random as fuck.
Yeah. And then speaking of the women's mid card, Chelsea Green winning or losing to Zelina Vega by count out, which is apparently not supposed to happen. I don't know if you guys saw that. Apparently not supposed to happen. Like, I don't know what's going on with the women's mid card. It's a mess. I've been saying this for months. Like, what the title scene for the women, it should be 2 world titles, 1 on each brand, and then 1 mid card title that floats between each brand. There shouldn't be women's tag titles, and I'll stand on that. They don't do a good job of booking them. A lot of the tag teams that they form are just random. And then like having the 2 mid cards, it's hard to book them because you don't really have too many great superstars on each brand. Like you have a lot that are in the main event scene, and you don't have too many that are in the mid card on both brands. If you just had 1 mid card title, you could form them into a big division. Like it would work better in my opinion. So that's something I think they should have done. I think there's just too many titles right now. It's starting to look like AEW, but that's my opinion on that. I just hope that they can continue to do a better job of booking the mid card. And I don't know. Like obviously both titles aren't going to be on WrestleMania, so they got to do something better.
I agree with you. No, I think is if they had the issue is it's like a lose because like what's happening now, there's not enough like talent around to like hold it up. But there are other issues. Once they get the new talent and more talent, there's not gonna be enough time on the show to like give them all fair enough time. So like I think it's rumored. I don't know if it's confirmed yet that they're gonna do that. I think it's called the Evolution, the women's all women's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be glad to see if they had their own separate show. I don't know if that's a possibility or that's stupid, but like I would think that would be cool. I mean, I don't know what you would do on Raw if you. I don't think you would be able to have the main like titles and everything on there if you're going to do their own show. So I think it's just a lose lose. I agree with you. I don't think it should be a tag team titles unless they decide to fully invest in it and book it well. Like I keep saying it. Maybe he's just better with it, but Shawn Michaels just does an amazing job in NXT with the women. They're all built up so well. And like it just seems like I don't know if it was Triple H or whoever, but like sometimes it's just like, oh, I gotta get them on the show. Go do a tag team match. Like it's kind of outdated. I know he's probably under so much stress trying to figure out all these
Yeah.
matches close to Mania, but like I don't know. I agree with you, Brendan, on that take.
Yeah, no, the women's mid card's a mess. Really, no, they gotta work on that one.
Yeah, 100%. And then we obviously had the Cody Rhodes promo. Not too much to talk about that. I was disappointed. I wanted to see like a John Cena sneak attack on him because I know he wasn't advertised for the show, but I wanted him to show up anyway, take out Cody, and get revenge for Cody giving him a crossroads last week. Didn't happen. So it looks like the final time we're gonna see Cena before WrestleMania is the Friday before. So that's only 4 appearances between Chamber and WrestleMania for Cena. Come on, get your retirement tour. You got to be on the show more. That sucks to see for me. But like, this segment wasn't bad. It was a good promo by Cody. You get to see all the old titles as well. The spinner belt making an appearance as well, which I thought was cool. I don't know. I saw that and I thought he was gonna get like a new title revealed or something. When I saw all the championships, that didn't happen though. Like I don't know. Not much to say really, to be honest.
I think what saves it is that Cena's going to be on next Friday, so we at least have something to look forward to. Mind you, I don't know how much new ground Cena's going to cover. They might just do his usual, not complaining, but I hope Cody somehow comes out because it seems like Cody's always there, so there's no reason why he can't come out and confront Cena. But yeah, I mean, it's just always great to see the old titles. It gives you a sense of like nostalgia. I think Cody's was solid, but like I don't think it really did anything and like covered anything crazy. Like it was a solid promo. I'm glad to see the crowd still always behind him, which that was a concern. I think I talked about in the last podcast or people have talked about. So I just want to see what Cena does. I don't think he's gonna do anything crazy, but even though we were promised more Cena appearances than we're getting, it's still always good to see him.
Yeah, no. I think I agree with Brendan about Cena not showing up as much. And here's what I think they should do. I don't know if this thing they actually ever used to do. I don't know, but Cena showing up when he's not advertised would be fucking sick. Like that'd be like holy shit. They're not doing that, and I feel like that's a really missed opportunity. I understand the whole "last time is now" T-shirts of this is the last time Cena's going to be in this town. I understand that's a lot of money they can make on that, but like I don't know. I feel like he needs to be around more. I hope he's around more after WrestleMania when he does stuff, because otherwise this is kind of going to suck. Like this is last year. He's done in December, and he's not showing up as much as he should be. And they have one SmackDown left. Realistically, they're not going to be doing nothing too crazy. They're not going to do like a crazy brawl, I don't think. They can do another promo where Cody can talk and then Cena can say fine speech, and then hit him with a little rebuttal. But I mean, I just feel like they could have done this feud way better and made it more interesting. But that's a discussion for another day.
I don't know if you guys saw this, and this just reminded me of it, but 2 days ago, The Rock posted the most random thing on his Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw this. In the video,
New Japan Pro Wrestling
he's a New Japan t-shirt on. He's sitting in front of a Rubik's Cube. He's just sitting there looking at it. And I was just like, I don't know if this is for this feud, but if that's all we getting from Rock before this is the Rumble, what are we doing? It's not even the fact that it's a quick video. He's legit sitting there for a few seconds. I had just brought it up on my phone just to double check that I didn't miss anything. I mean, the only thing, it's just first of all, why in New Japan unless he means like a collaboration in the future? But that's all we're getting from Dwayne. And I know in the other podcast I said I wanted to see like an Instagram post from Dwayne about this. If this is that, this is not what I meant by that. I'm looking into things, and this could be something else. But I just feel like it has to be something. Hopefully, but if not, then forget about this tangent I had. But what are we doing?
He just confuses the shit out of me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the main event was obviously LA Knight and Randy Orton teaming up, taking on Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. And as expected, Randy Orton and LA Knight pick up the win. And then after you have Jacob Fatu attack LA Knight, kickstarting their feud, even though the match is in a week, this is like the first one-on-one interaction they've had. I talked about this before. They didn't do a good job of building this as a one-on-one match. When you have fatal four-ways or ladder matches, 6-man ladder matches, you don't have to take too many weeks to build it. And that's what I wanted them to do for the U.S. title. I've said that so many times. But with this one-on-one, you have to build it better. They really just haven't had the time to build it. So it's hard to just judge and say who's going to win based off the feud because they haven't really talked to each other or anything like that. So I'm just going to stick with my gut and say Jacob Fatu wins this match.
Yeah, this is going to be nice and quick. All I'm going to say is Fatu, please win and thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Jacob Fatu is the best member of the NOIE family, and he's going to win at WrestleMania. Better than The Rock, better than Roman Reigns, better than Jey Uso, better than Jimmy Uso, better than Solo Sikoa, better than Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa's
whoa. That's a cross. No.
Jacob Fatu is the greatest Samoan of all time.
He's only 32 too, so
wow.
Time. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video today. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And if you guys want to go check out our TikTok, I'm going to link that for you in the description. But that's going to do it for the video. See you next time.